teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, alternative learning system o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Ayan, magandang hapon po. I am Teacher Rev, your Statistics and Probability Tutor ngayong araw. Ayan. So, welcome to ETUlay tutorial. We're going to head directly on our discussion this afternoon. So, ngayong araw, i-review natin yung napag-aralan nyo about random variable. Napakaganda nung session natin, no? Why? Kasi yung weekender ang session natin sa statistics. So, ibig sabihin na pag-aralan nyo na lahat ng mga mapapag-aralan nyo ngayong araw, isa-sum up na lang natin siya at i-review natin lahat ng napag-aralan natin within the week. So, nasa quarter 3, week 1 na tayo. So, let's start. Ano ba yung target natin sa araw na ito? So, sa araw na ito, ang gusto nating mangyari is matuto tayo kung paano mag-illustrate ng random variable. Kasama dito, i-identify din natin what are discrete at saka continuous random variable. Meron palang ganon. Yes. And another thing, i-identify din natin yung possible values ng random variable. At pinakahuli, we're going to illustrate probability distribution for a discrete random variable at yung kaniyang properties. So medyo full pack tayo this afternoon. Let's begin. Okay. Naaalala nyo ba yung claw machine? Yan. Naaalala nyo ba yung claw machine? Yes, this is something na pinupuntahan natin no, sa arcade na talagang hook na hook tayo, kumbaga. If we're going to look at this, hindi tayo sigurado sa magiging resulta, pero may certainty ang magiging resulta. What do we mean by that, teacher? Ibig sabihin, uncertain kung makukuha natin or hindi yung stuffed toy na nasa claw machine. Pero certain tayo na dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari. Makuha natin or hindi natin makuha yung laruan. Tama ba? Another thing when we talk about forecast, yan. So weather forecast, narinig nyo na ba yung balita na there is a 20% chance that it will rain tomorrow? Yan. Yung mga balitang ganito, may certainty at uncertainty, pero basically, saan nang galing tong mga to? Siyempre, from previous occurrences of events. Ano pa? Nasabi na ba ng teacher nyo na if you study hard, 80% ng tsansa ay papasa kayo. So things like that, again, there's uncertainty about it. Bakit? Papasa ba ako or hindi? Pero ano yung certainty dun sa sitwasyon na yon? Dalawang sitwasyon ang pwedeng mangyari. Pwede kong pumasa or pwedeng hindi ako pumasa. Yan. Okay. Another thing, lalo na ngayong time na to, no, magsa-summer na. Pero, sabi sa'yo ng family mo, may 50% chance na matutuloy ang trip na plinano natin for next year. Okay, for next year, for the year 2022. O yan, di ba? Something to look forward to. Pero again, there's uncertainty in it na, okay, hindi natin alam kung anong mangyayari. Pero, dalawang bagay ang sure tayo. Pwedeng matuloy or pwedeng hindi matuloy. Lahat ng sitwasyon na ito ay may degree ng certainty at uncertainty. Lahat ng sitwasyon deals with chances. Okay. Dito, we will refer to the chance sa event or sa isang sitwasyon na yung chance na pwedeng mangyari at pwedeng hindi mangyari is actually related to what we discuss as probability. Yan. So, medyo lagi nating sinasabi, no, medyo hiwalay ang mathematics. Saan ko ba yan gagamitin sa buhay? But the probability has a lot to do with our life. Katulad ngayon, we have uncertainty that things will never go back to normal. Pero alam natin na pwedeng dalawang sitwasyon ang pwedeng mangyari in the near future. Bumalik ang normal or eto na ang bagong normal. Tama? But the fact is, with every uncertainty and with every certainty, with every chances na nangyayari sa buhay natin, there will always be an option. There's always a probability that comes along with it. Kaya nga sabi natin, lahat ng sitwasyon na ito na may degree ng certainty at uncertainty, kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay chance na pwedeng mangyari or hindi mangyari ang isang bagay, ay forecast lamang or prediction na kung saan nakabase sa mga nangyaring previously. Katulad ngayon, yung sitwasyon natin ngayon. Kaya merong mga chances na ganito. It's because of the previous situation that happened. Ganon din yon, no? So, ganun pala, teacher, kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung probability. Yes, nakabase siya dun sa mga chances. Halimbawa, umulan for the past few days. Ano yung chance na uulan bukas? Ay may 20% chance na uulan bukas. Bakit natin yun nasabi? Kasi from the previous days, umulan. Yun yung sinasabi dito na ang predictions or forecast ay nababase sa mga naunang nangyayari. And when we talk about this, we are actually talking about probability. Ganun kaganda yung statistics and probability, no? Because it has something to do with our lives. It has something to do with how we live things out. Yan. Pero, tingnan pa natin kung ano pa yung pwede nating malaman tungkol sa probability at paano natin yun i-relate dun sa lesson natin na random variable. Sa statistics, when we do an activity that can be repeatedly done under similar condition, halimbawa pa ulit-ulit natin ginagawa, ang tawag natin doon ay experiment. So, hindi siya katulad ng experiment sa science na kung saan pupunta kayo sa laboratory at magkakanda kayo ng experiment. Hindi ganon. Ang experiment, when we talk about it in statistics and probability, it is something that we repeatedly do. Katulad ng pag-toss ng die. Yan. Pwede nating ulit-ulitin yan, di ba? Ano pa? Flip ng coin. Pag naglalaro tayo, pwede nating ulit-uliting i-flip ang coin. These are experiments. These are the things na kino-consider nating experiment in probability and statistics. Bakit natin siya tinawag na experiment? Kasi pwede natin siyang ulit-ulitin at yung mga maka-come up nating resulta, pwede tayong mag-conduct ng observation. Okay. Now, kapag nag-conduct tayo ng experiment, example, nag-toss tayo ng coin or nag-throw tayo ng die. Yung kakalabasan nun, ang tawag natin doon ay outcome. Outcome is the result of a trial in an experiment. Yan. So, at least klaro na iba pala yung experiment sa statistics and probability at iba yung sa mga science experiments natin, no? Tapos, ngayon, yung outcome, yung kakalabasan ng isang trial ng experiment nyo ay outcome. Pero, alam natin na kapag nag-throw tayo ng die, 6 lang yung mga pwedeng maging sagot. Yung 6 na yon, ang tawag doon ay sample space. Sample space is the set of all possible outcomes in an experiment. Yan. So, ulitin natin. Tingnan natin yung cohesiveness nung pinag-usapan natin ngayon. Nag-conduct kayo ng experiment. Ang experiment ay yung example, yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin repeatedly. Katulad sa claw machine. Diba? Kapag nag-conduct kayo ng experiment, ilang trial bago nyo makuha yung yung toy. Yan, experiment yon. Now, bawat trial na gawin nyo, sa unang trial ay hindi ko nakuha. Yun yung outcome, hindi natin nakuha. Pangalawang trial, nakuha ko. Yun ulit yung outcome. Ano yung sample space? Kapag ganun, ang sample space natin, either makuha natin yung coin, ay yung toy, or hindi natin makuha yung stuffed toy. Yun ang sample space. So, let's go more more detailed about it na i-relate natin on technicalities of probability. Kapag nag-conduct tayo ng experiment, let's say nag-flip tayo ng coin. Isang coin lang, nag-flip tayo. Ano ang pwedeng maging resulta nito? Since sample space is a set, therefore kailangan nasa loob siya ng braces kasi nga set siya. So ang set ng sample space natin, ang pwedeng maging resulta nun ay head or tail. Halimbawa, actual na ginawa natin yung experiment. Nag-flip talaga tayo ng coin. Yung resulta na makukuha natin, nakuha ko ay head. Yun ang tawag doon ay outcome. Pero, kung inisip ko pa lang na magtotos ako ng coin, ano kaya ang pwedeng kalabasan nito? Pwedeng head or tail, yun ay sample space. Okay, let's have another case. Paano kung 2 beses ako nag-flip ng coin? Yan. Kung 2 beses ako nag-flip ng coin, sa unang flip ko, ang lumabas head. Sa pangalawang flip ko, ang lumabas head ulit. So that's 1 sample space. Ano pang pwedeng kalabasan? Pwedeng yung una head, yung pangalawa tail. Pwede rin naman yung yung una tail, yung pangalawa head. At pwede rin, pareho silang tail. So ang sample space when you flip a coin twice, 4 yan. Ano yon? Both heads, a head followed by a tail followed by a head, or both tails. Okay. Ganun pala ang sample space. Yes, that's how we consider sample space. Pero simula pa lang to kasi importante yung konsepto na to before we discuss random variable. Okay. Mag-name pa tayo ng iba pang experiment. Example, nag-throw tayo ng die. Ano sa palagay nyo ang sample space? Okay, tama. Kung magto-throw tayo ng die, ang sample space natin is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Ganun pa rin, kapag nag-conduct kayo ng experiment, may certainty doon, so may chance. Ano yung chance na ang lalabas ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? That when probability comes in. Yan. Pero dito muna tayo, mag-focus muna tayo na experiment. Paano kung 2 ang ginawa kong experiment? Nag-throw ako ng die at the same time, nag-flip ako ng coin. What are the possible results? Medyo challenging yan So pag nag-throw ka ng die, alam mo na ang pwedeng maging resulta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pag nag-flip tayo ng coin, alam natin na ang pwedeng maging resulta ay head or tail. Pag pinagsama yon, ang pwedeng mangyari, pwede ako magkaroon ng head 1, head ang coin, 1 ang die, head ang coin, 2 ang die, and so on until I have this. Pero pwede ring tail ang lumabas. Tama ba? So, ito ang sample space ko. Balik ko lang. Yan ang magiging sample space ko kapag nag-conduct ako ng experiment. Okay, klaro na ba ang sample space? Kung klaro na ang sample space, pwede na tayong tumuloy sa probability. What is the probability of getting a number less than 5 in a roll of a die? So, pwede natin siyang isulat in this way. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, pinag-aralan nyo to when you were in grade 8. Yan. At alam ko may natakal to ng konti sa grade 10, pero normally yung emphasis ng simple probability ay nasa grade 8. Yan. Ano ba yung mga number na less than 5? Okay. To get the probability, kailangan kukunin natin yung probability of an event over probability of the experiment. Okay, over total possible outcomes or the number of items in the sample space. So number less than 5. Ano-ano ba yung mga number less than 5? Pwedeng 1, 2, 3, or 4. Ilan yun? 4. So may 4 na chance out of 6 chances. Bakit 6 chances, teacher? When you roll a die, there are 6 possible outcomes. Therefore, the probability would be 4 over 6. Klaro ba? Bakit nga 4 over 6? Kasi all in all, may 6 data tayo, may 6 items tayo sa sample space nyo. Bakit 4? Dahil may 4 numbers na less than 5. Ano-ano yun? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So kung ang probability na ang makukuha natin, the number less than 5 ay 4 over 6, simplify natin yon. Ano ang chance? 2/3. Yun yung probability of getting a number less than 5 in a roll of a die. Okay, kung nare-recall nyo, review pa lang to ng mga previous discussion natin, no? Next, what is the probability of getting a 7 when a card is drawn from a deck of cards? Okay, so probability of getting a 7, alam natin na kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay probability, yung tsansa. Pag pinag-uusapan ng deck of cards, ilang cards ang meron tayo? 52. Kung meron tayong 52 cards, ilan doon ang may 7? 4. Okay, tama. Your answer is 4 out of 52. But we always simplify when it's in terms of fraction. Kapag sinimplify natin ang 4 over 52, ano ang tsansa na makakakuha tayo ng 7? The answer would be 1 over 13. Yan yung probability na tinatawag natin. Okay, so since na-review na natin ano ang experiment sa probability, sa statistics and probability, ano ang sample space, ano ang outcome, na tackle natin ng konti kung ano ang event, and we discuss about probability, a little about probability. This time, i-relate na natin siya sa random variable. Okay, familiar kayo dito? Coffee vendo yan, di ba? Sikat ang vendo coffee before sa mga 7-Eleven stores, di ba? Pag bumili kayo, let us say, ng 4 na kape, yan. Gaano kayo kasigurado? Let's say, ito yung vendo machine, no? So, medium size siya. So, ibig sabihin, 21 ounces yung laman niya. Okay. Gaano tayo kasigurado na yung bawat cup ng coffee or yung machine magpro-produce ng eksaktong 21 ounces every time na mag-fill up siya ng kape? Or gaano tayo kasigurado na yung 4 na binili nating kape, lahat yan ang laman ay 21 ounces. Actually, ang magiging sagot doon, hindi tayo sure. Unless mag-conduct tayo ng experiment na kung saan i-measure na, kunin natin yung amount ng liquid sa 50 cups na ipoproduce ng machine na yan. Then that's the time na masasabi natin, eksaktong 21 ounces. Kasi base sa naging experiment ko. Yun. So na-relate na natin siya dun sa, naalala nyo yung kanina, experiments are repeatedly done under similar conditions. Yan. Similar conditions kasi iisang vendo yung pinanggalingan ng kape. Pero pag nag-conduct tayo ng experiment, kailangan ulit-ulit siya. Hindi pwedeng 3 kape lang, 4 lang. Kailangan madami. Let's say 50 cups of coffee o masyadong madami yung 50. Let's say 30 cups of coffee. So kapag ganon, yun yung experiment natin. Okay? Uncertain yung kakalabasan. Actually, pwedeng. Pero may certainty tayo dun sa magiging experiment natin. Diba parang pag nag-roll ka ng die, uncertain yung magiging resulta. Pero alam mo na hindi yun, na ang kakalabasan nun, it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Ganon din dito. Alam natin na hindi lahat eksaktong 21 ounces. Pag nag-conduct tayo ng experiment, pwedeng lahat eksakto, pwedeng hindi. Pero alam natin na since ang sukatan ay 21 ounces, it will be a little higher than that or a little lower than that. Yan. So mamaya makikita nyo paano natin malalaman kung saan natin i-apply ang random variable. Sa pagsukat nyo ng amount ng liquid sa bawat cup, that's already in relation to what we call random variable. Okay, ano pa? Kapag nag-roll tayo ng die, eto, ginawa ko ng example. I hope you're still playing board games, no? Kasi kami before sa family namin, during weekend, naglalaro kami ng board game na kung saan i-identify natin gaano tayo ka-certain dun sa kakalabasan. Hindi. Pero pwede nating i-record ano yung mga lumabas nung roll tayo ng die every turn natin, ano yung mga lumabas. By that time, mapre-predict natin, karamihan ng lumabas 3. So probably 3 ang lalabas sa susunod. So bakit natin mape-predict yun? It's because it happened before on the previous record that we had. Yun. So nakikita nyo na kung gaano ka-importante or gaano siya marirelate into a random variable. Ano pa? Kapag lunchtime, ano yung kasiguraduhan na ang isang tao na magpa-purchase ng sandwich, let's say sandwich, no, ay magpa-purchase lang ng isang sandwich, or dalawa, or tatlo, or hindi siya bibili ng sandwich at all dahil on a diet siya. So things like that are actually related to random variable. A variable x whose values, sige, i-define muna natin or i-describe muna natin ano ba ang random variable para mas lalo natin siyang maintindihan. A variable x whose value depends on the outcome of a random process, ang tawag daw natin doon ay random variable. Okay, teacher, medyo malabo pa siya. Sige, discuss pa natin. It is denoted by a capital letter. So, a variable x whose value depends on an outcome. So, kung based siya sa outcome, definitely, nag-conduct kayo ng experiment. Outcome ng ano? Ng random process. Sige, pag-usapan pa natin. It is a capacity that connects a real number with every component in the sample space. Okay, i-recall natin. Ano ba yung mga sample space natin? Paano natin siya mako-connect into a real number? Kasi kapag na-connect daw natin yung sample space sa real number, yung capacity to connect that, then we are actually dealing with random variable. Okay, ano pa? It is a variable whose qualities are controlled by chance. Definitely, kasi outcome siya ng experiment, so it is, we don't have control about it, pero ang control nun is over a chance that's happening. Okay? So pag may chance, may probability. Sige, teacher, marami na akong nakukuhang mga points. And ito yung pinaka-importante. It is a numerical amount that is derived from the results of arbitrary trial or experiment. So, kailangan may numerical amount daw na makukuha natin out of sa experiment na kinonduct natin. So, okay, so paano mangyayari yon? So, sige, magbigay tayo ng example. Kapag nag-conduct tayo ng experiment na tossing a coin, alam natin na ang sample space dito is either getting a head or a tail. Paano yun, teacher, kung getting a head or a tail? Paano kung magkakaroon ng outcome na numerical? Kasi sabi dito, numerical amount that is derived from the results of an arbitrary trial or experiment. Alam ko yung experiment ko, nagtoss ako ng coin. Alam ko ang sample space ko, ang makukuha ko either a head or a tail. Paano ko siya marerelate into a random variable? Then we let the random variable x be the number of times the coin turns up a head is an example of a random variable. Okay. Bibilangin natin kung ilang beses nag-turn up a head. Halimbawa, nag-coin kayo ng toss twice. Naalala nyo yung experiment natin kanina. Flip tayo ng coin twice. Ano yung nakuha natin? Either dalawang head followed by tail, so may isang head doon. Tail followed by head, may isang head na naman doon. Or, dalawang tail. Walang head doon. So, ano yung mga random variable natin doon? Pwedeng dalawang head, pwedeng isang head, or pwedeng walang head, 0 head. So, ano yung numerical value doon? 0, 1, and 2. O, gets nyo kung paano natin siya na-relate into numerical value. Ulitin ko ha, nag-toss tayo ng coin twice. Ano ang pwedeng maging resulta? Pwedeng dalawang head, a head followed by a tail followed by a head, or pwedeng dalawang tail. Sabi, ang random variable daw is number of times the coin turns up a head. Dun sa dalawang head, syempre, dalawa ang heads natin. Dun sa dalawang sitwasyon, head followed by tail followed by head, sa dalawang sitwasyon na yun, meron tayong tag-isang head lang. Pero yung dalawang tail na outcome, walang head dun. So, ano yung number na marirelate natin sa random variable? 0 kasi walang head, pwedeng may isang head, so 1, pwedeng may dalawang head, so 2. Ibig sabihin, ang tawag natin doon ay values of random variable. Mamaya natin yun pag-uusapan ng mas matindi pa. Pero gusto ko lang mapakita sa inyo paano natin marerelate ang isang experiment na kung saan ang outcome ay hindi numerical, pero na-relate natin siya into a random variable because ang pinag-usapan natin is the number of times the coin turns up a head bilang isang example ng random variable. Okay ba? Sana naintindihan, no? So, when 2 dice are rolled, okay, alam naman natin na numerical ang mga sagot dyan. Tama? Pag nag-roll ka ng 2 dice, pwedeng maging resulta 1-1, 1-2, 2-1, pwedeng 3-2, pwedeng 4-3. Pero kung tutuusin, kung titingnan natin, ano yung random variable doon? Pwede natin kunin yung sum ng naging resulta. Halimbawa, yung isa 1, yung pangalawang die 1 din. Ano yung sum nun? That's a random variable. We let x be the sum of the two numbers that face up. Yun yung sinasabi nating pwede nating, okay, yung kaninang naging definition natin, pwede nating i-assign or makuha yung numerical value out of a given trial or experiment. Ano pa yung pwede? Kung pwedeng sum, pwedeng difference, teacher, pwede din. Pwedeng product, yes. Huwag ng quotient kasi mahirapan tayo, may fraction pa. Okay. Next. Spinner shown below is spun. Alam natin na ang pwedeng maging value nito ay numerical. Pero hindi yun yung sinasabi sa random variable. Kasi yung numbers na 1, 2, 3, 4, kapag nilagay nyo into braces at sineparate natin by comma, that's a sample space. Yung 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the sample space. Pag inikot nyo yung spinner at nagland sa 4, yun ay outcome. So, hindi pa rin siya random variable. Anong random variable? We can let the random variable x be the number of times that the spinner stops at 4. Ilang beses nag-stop sa 4. That's a random variable. Sa bawat game, ilang beses nag-stop sa 4. So, hindi lang siya basta-basta bibilangin natin, no? Pwede nating identify sa bawat game na magpe-play or bago may manalo, ilang beses siya nag-land sa 4. So, that's another thing. So, I hope you understand what a random variable is and how we connect yung sample space natin, paano natin i-connect siya sa whole number value or sa real number value. Okay, so continue na tayo. Sabi dito, a random variable can be discrete or continuous. Ano kayang difference nito? Okay, at yung mga examples natin kanina, ano kayang random variable yon? Discrete kaya or continuous? Yan, aalamin natin. Sabi dito, discrete random variables are random variables that can take on a finite number of distinct values. Pag sinabi nating finite, may katapusan, countable, kumbaga. So, pwedeng bilangin. 1, 2, 3, 4, pwedeng bilangin. Continuous random variable or random variable that takes an interminably uncountable number. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nakakount, pero may karugtong siya. Regularly measurable amounts. Okay, sa mga examples natin kanina, alin kaya ang pwede natin i-consider na discrete random variable at continuous random variable? Naalala niyo yung experiment na kapag mineasure niyo yung cup, yung coffee? Yan. Kapag mineasure niyo yung amount ng liquid sa coffee, that's a continuous random variable because amount of liquid is something that's measurable. Okay, another example. Yung kanina naman na ang pinag-usapan natin is yung number ng heads. Okay? Sa pag-flip ng coin. Ibig sabihin, ito ay something na pwede nating makount. Pwedeng 0 head. Naalala niyo yung dalawang flip ng coins? Pwedeng 0 head, pwedeng 1 head, pwedeng 2 heads ang maging resulta. So ito ay discrete random variable because this is something that's countable. Yun yung pagkakaiba ng discrete random variable at continuous random variable. Yung distinction nila. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin kung naintindihan natin, no? Let's say, kung nga pinag-uusapan the number of heads, ito ginawa ko ng example kanina. So, okay na yan. Acquired while flipping a coin 3 times. Number of heads. So, kung flip natin yung coin 3 times, pwedeng 0, 1, 2, 3. Ito ay discrete or continuous? Discrete. Yan. Ito yung nasa activity nyo sa module ng Region 4A, no? So, another thing, height of grade 11 students. Ang height ba is something na nakakount natin or something na nami-measure? It's something that's measurable, therefore, it is continuous random variable. Galing nyo na. Next, discrete random variable or continuous. How about if the Item is temperature of certain solution in laboratory. So, ibig sabihin, kapag temperature yan, is it something that you can count or you can measure? Yun na lang yung tanungan para mas madali natin i-identify ano ba si discrete at ano ba si continuous. Temperature is something that's measurable, therefore it is continuous. Yan. Next, the number of students present in a study hall at 3 p.m. So, number ng estudyante, kung tinanong ako nito, ibibilangin ko kung ilan yung number ng student. Therefore, it's something that's countable, then it is discrete. Okay. Now, ipasok natin yung experiment. Tapos, idugtong natin siya into a random variable. Ito yung isa sa mga activity na nandun sa inyong module, no, na napakaganda na i-practice natin. Okay. Record the number of hours specific student used their mobile phone from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the past 3 nights. So, anong nire-record natin? Ilang oras. So, kung i-relate, i-interpret natin to, okay. So, ang random variable is the number of hours. Yan. The number of hours a specific student used their mobile from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So, i-record nyo yan. Araw-araw, ilang oras? Isang oras ba? 2 oras? 3? Kasi ang pinag-uusapan, ilang oras. Ngayon, medyo tricky itong tanong na to kasi kung tutuusin, ay oras, di ano yan? Something that can be measured. Pero tingnan natin yung context ng state experiment natin. Tinatanong natin yung number of hours. So kung ilang oras, nakakount ba yung kung ilang oras mula 8 hanggang 5 exactly? So this is a discrete random variable. Mamaya papakitaan ko kayo kung paano natin to pwedeng i-divert into a continuous random variable. So, ilang oras kayo? 1 oras, 2 oras. Ilang oras ba mula 8 hanggang 5? Bilangin nyo. So, yun. Random variable siya kasi number of hours. Buying 2 trays of eggs in a market. Ano kayang pwedeng random variable dyan? Pwede ang weight of eggs in kilograms. So, kung ang pinag-uusapan natin, kung ang let the random variable x be the weight of eggs in kilograms, weight siya, so hindi siya number. So, ano to pag sinabi natin weight? Is this something countable or is this something that can be measured? Weight is something that's measurable, therefore it's continuous. Okay, next. Student will prepare for a quiz in mathematics. Kung magpe-prepare ka, the amount of time spent reviewing, ano sa palagay niyo tong amount of time? Is it discrete or continuous? Kanina, how many hours? Number of hours eh. Pero ngayon, amount ng time. Ito kaya ay discrete or continuous? Continuous siya. Bakit siya continuous, teacher? Kasi pwedeng 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 14 nanoseconds. Pwede yun. So, ibig sabihin, it's something that can be measured. Recording of the gender of family members in a family with 3 children. So, may family na 3 children. Anong ibig sabihin ng recording? 3 female. Okay. 2 male. 1 female. Yan yung mga record ng family with 3 children. So, kung anong random variable, pwede kong kunin yung number of boys among the children. Kung 3 member, pwede akong merong 1 boy lang sa family. Pwede akong merong 2 boys sa family. Pwedeng 3. Actually, pwedeng wala. Okay? So, ano yun? Ito ay discrete random variable because I can count the number of boys given that there are 3 children in a family. Next, rolling a pair of dice. Numbers appeared the same in the roll of die. Medyo hindi ko makita yun, no? Okay, this is discrete random variable kasi nabibilang nyo. Ilan ba yun? Sige nga, test tayo. The number of female students. Number siya, countable or measurable? Countable, discrete. 2, the time needed to finish the module. Time is something that is how many hours, hindi natin binibilang. Na-identify natin ilang oras. So, it's something measurable. It's continuous. The speed of a tricycle. Na-measure yan. So, yan ay continuous. The number of defective mobile phones produced by a manufacturer. Nabibilang to. Discrete. Yan. So, andali, no? So, ganun lang pala yun para madali siyang ma-identify. Yes. So, tapos na natin yung pangalawang objective natin. Punta na tayo sa pangatlo. Paano? Okay. So, alam na natin ano ang random variable. Alam na natin mag-distinguish between discrete random variable and continuous random variable. The next thing is to have an experiment. If we are going to conduct an experiment, example, mag-toss tayo ng coins 4 times. So, toss, 2, 3, 4. Ano yung mga possible outcomes? Hindi ko na kayo papahirapan. Tinulungan ko na kayo dyan kasi eto na siya. Yan. So, eto yung mga possible outcomes kapag nag-toss tayo ng coin. 4 times. Okay, teacher. So, yan yung possible outcomes. Ang tanong is, ano yung random variable? Let the random variable x be the number of heads. Ayan, nandiyan na siya sa title, number of heads. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito ay number of heads, ilang heads meron tayo sa una? Wala. Kasi wala namang head dyan. Actually, hinighlight ko na din para hindi na rin kayo mahirapan. Dun sa mga susunod, ilan? Yan. Bilangin natin yung number ng heads kasi yun yung random variable natin. Remember, a random variable is relating a numerical value from an arbitrary experiment or trial. O yan. So, nag-experiment tayo. Ito yung mga possible outcomes na pwede nating makuha. Bilangin natin ilan yung heads dito kasi yun yung random variable. So, pwedeng dalawang head. Ito, dalawa lang siya. Pero pwede rin pala meron tayong tatlong heads na outcome. At pwede lahat head. So, yung numbers na 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, yan yung tinatawag nating mass points or possible values of a random variable. These are the values of a random variable. Okay? Klaro ba yun? So, ano yung values ng random variable when you when you toss a coin 4 times? The possible values are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bakit naging ganon? Kasi sa lahat ng possible outcome, pwede kang magkaroon pwedeng walang head, pwedeng may isang head, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, at higit sa lahat, pwedeng apat. Okay. Now, sige nga, try pa natin. Mag-experiment pa tayo. So, number of heads in 4 flips of a coin, alam natin na pwedeng 0, pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, at pwedeng lahat sila. Lahat sila head. Paano kung number of heads in 3 flips of a coin? Okay. Pwede pa rin wala. Pwedeng may isa. Pwedeng may dalawa. At pwedeng may tatlo. Okay. Number of heads in 6 flips of coin. Okay. Pwedeng lahat sila head. Doon tayo magsimula. Pwedeng lahat sila head. Pwedeng 5 lang. Pwedeng 4. Pwedeng 3 lang. Pwedeng 2 lang. Pwedeng isa lang. Actually, pwedeng walang head, lahat tail. So, ano yung possible values ng random variable? Pwedeng 0 hanggang 6. Yan. So, I hope na intindihan na ano yung possible values of a random variable. Sige. Flipping a coin and number of tosses until the coin lands tail. So, pwedeng 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The ellipses, the 3 dots indicate ellipses that the pattern continues until such a time na maging tail siya. Hindi natin alam eh. Pwedeng sa isa, after ng isa, pangalawa, tail na siya, no? Pero eto nga yung possible values niya. Set of integers. Integers, ang random variable natin, integers from 2 to 6. Ano ba yung mga integers from 2 to 6? E di 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yan yung possible random ng values ng random variable niya. Ang experiment natin ay set of real numbers. Ang random variable, real numbers from 2 to 6. Paano yun? Real numbers are numbers that can be written as a quotient of 2 integers. Okay, non-zero, basta where the denominator cannot be equal to 0. Yan, sigurado tayo doon. Dapat mayroong kong statement na ganun. So, ibig sabihin, ang values nito from 2 to 6. Any value or any real numbers that's between 2 to 6. It's not something na exact kasi integer yon kapag ganun. So, yan yung mga possible values ng random variable. I hope na intindihan nyo kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun. Okay. Now, balikan natin yung experiment kanina. Di ba kanina pwedeng 0 head, pwedeng isa, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, pwedeng apat. When we talk about sample points, ano yung mga nasa sample space na kung saan 0? Na kung saan, wait lang lagyan natin ng laser point. Na kung saan 0 ang maging resulta. Saan yun? Kapag lahat sila tail, 0. Paano kung 1? Kapag may isang head, kasama yun yung mga sample points na
As we face the command of rapid development in technological innovation in the world, the Philippines' preparedness in advancement of its physical facilities, infrastructure, and soft skills are given focus, especially with the empowerment of teachers' capacity and capability, not only in pedagogical aspects of teaching, but the confidence in delivering instruction with the use of information and communications technology. The Office of the Undersecretary for Administration, under the leadership of Yusek Alain Delby Pasqua, established the Educational Technology Unit under the Information and Communications Technology Service. Its prime function is to empower and capacitate public school teachers and learners as required by the global demand of the fast-paced development in technology. The task of the Educational Technology Unit is to promote and solidify the innovation and digitization projects that will support the requirements of the K-12 curriculum in delivering quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating education for all. It targets different components and facets of skills development which will enable the technological advancement of the infrastructure of DepEd. This is supplemented with empowerment training programs in emerging technologies for public school teachers. The programs of the Edtech unit target the emerging pedagogies focused on open educational resources, robotics and mechatronics, coding and programming, virtual reality and augmented reality in education, mobile application development, Internet of Things, and the productivity tools for learning, which includes Microsoft Office 365, Google Apps for Education, and the different Adobe software tools. In addition, the maneuver of in-house applications such as the DepEd Commons and the DepEd Learning Management System is under the flagship of the Edtech unit. The supervision of DepEd TV in ensuring world-class produced video lessons is another task of the office. Lastly, the conduct of free online tutorial session, coined with the term ETUlay, is a bridging program to support learners and parents in answering the self-learning modules pioneered with the initiative of the ICTS Edtech unit. A teacher's influence is limitless, bound with the heart for service and dedication to fulfill the greatest mission to educate the young. The ICTS Educational Technology Unit will be there to promote, to empower, and to inspire Filipino teachers and learners as we grow as a tiger in the region, hitting our target as one of the best in educational technology. Come on and join us as we make our dreams into a reality. Sama-sama tayong lahat tungo sa iisang layunin. Simulan natin ang pagbabago dahil tayo ang mga gurong magtatayo ng makabagong DepEd. Sulong Edukalidad!
Magandang araw! Ako po si Sir Ariel, ang ALS lover ng Edtech Unit. Narito po ako para sa isang napakagandang balita at upang magpaalala na ang kinabukasan ay mas gaganda at uunlad kung ang lahat ay patuloy na mag-aaral. Sa edukasyon sa ating bansa, tiyak na walang maiiwanan sa pag-abot ng mga pangarap. Kaya naman ang Department of Education ICT's Educational Technology Unit at Alternative Learning System Task Force ay nagtutulungan sa pagkakaroon ng Edtech Empowerment Program upang maihatid ang excellent quality education sa ating mga ALS learner and teachers. To easily deliver the lessons from the modules and other references, we will provide tablet PC as part of the DepEd computerization program to all ALS teachers and orientation on the use of these packages. To deepen the pedagogical use of information and communications and technology in delivering instructions, there are training workshops on the use and curation of open educational resources or OER, Google and Microsoft productivity tools, creation of video lessons using PowerPoint presentations and KineMaster, and on ebook or e-magazine development. To create an avenue for remedial lessons that is open to all learners, teachers, and parents, we will have the ETUlay free online tutorial and mobile ETUlay, where we will visit remote schools to feature the best practices of our ALS teachers and learners. Sa mga out-of-school youth and adult, laging tatandaan na may pag-asa upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral. May ALS para sa inyo. Ang edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.